Hi, I'm Mark. Behind the camera is Chris, who thinks he's the director. Next is going to be a monster movie, but right now we're going to show you how to build a PC from start to finish, every single bit, which we'll go through as well, step by step, including the tools we're going to use, but you don't need many anyway. A few of the items: processor fan, is that alright, Chris? Yep. That down there. Memory, hopefully 4 gig there, 2 sticks. Okay, as you see, they're compact in static bags. Okay, one motherboard, which we'll go into a little bit more depth when we get it out of the box. Okay, and behind me, make sure I don't sit on him. One hard drive and SATA. Okay, 2 CD-ROMs, because the person in question requires 2 CD-ROMs, 2 DVDs, 2 DVDs rewriters. Yeah, I'll show you how to slave one and master the other. Well, I don't think there's no need to on these, is there, Chris? Because, no, they are. They're IDE,
yeah, they're IDE,
so we have to slave and master them. One video card, even though the motherboard we've got comes on with built-on graphics, quite good ones, I believe, as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
But sticking a video card will take it'll
take a bit of stress off the memory.
Off the memory, and then it'll be faster as well, especially gaming, which is what you sort of want now. I'll start off by we're going to take the case out and start disassembling. This is new to us as well, because we haven't used one of these cases before. So, get rid of all the rubbish. You'll probably find the case comes with all the gubbins you require, as in screws or legs for the motherboard, stabiliser legs for the motherboards.
Yeah, cables, if there's any cables.
Look what we got in here. And there we have a rather large
case fan,
which has power supplies. I'd say that would be a variable control there, Chris. Oh, we have as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite posh actually.
Posh,
quite nice.
Isn't it? Excuse me if I cough, because I've got a bit of a bad throat at the moment. Okay, I'm going to drop this on the floor. That's it. Alright, you're right there? Yep. Okay, I usually keep the boxes because if you're building for customers, of course, or for your friends, it always looks professional if you stick the case when it's finished and you finish building it back in the box. Well, and one thing, it's safer to carry as well.
And if you have to send it back as well, it's good to send it back.
Yeah. We actually didn't specialise in such a certain case, but we decided that we wanted to go something because he's running quite a powerful machine. We decided that maybe it would be a good idea if we used quite a decent case, because having the dual CD-ROMs, yeah, plus also power. The power supply that comes with them. If you buy a really cheap case, something with what? 200, 300 watt power supply.
Yeah, it's not going to run the latest processors, is it? So.
Not brilliant. Okay, keep all your gubbins. And this is just assembled, just probably tells you how to assemble a case, which is pretty straightforward anyway. But all different languages. Okay. I don't know why they do that, but it looks a mess. Just taking off the bits of tape. Oh, look at that. Why do they do that?
That's nasty.
Why do they?
You got it on the other side underneath as well.
Right. We're producing this video. At the end of it, we're going to put a cost on, which will be, we're thinking around about what, £4.50, Chris?
Yeah, something like that.
About £4.50 for the video.
But you would have already paid by now if you're watching this video.
Yeah, that's true. Right,
so thank you for your money.
Yeah, as on the back of the machine, we've got 2 thumb screws. So we undo them first, okay?
No, it's different. There's 2 handles at the side of the case, look, you have to pop open.
There's a push one. Okay, push them forward, they slide, and off she comes. Okay?
There she blows.
There she blows. The fair case fan, that one.
Yeah, it's got a big case fan. I think the other one must be a spare.
It must be a spare, so when you get it, they'll come with your usual
bag of bits.
Which is this will be your power lead.
Yep.
Yep. Just put stuff to one side because you want to plug your table up. So, all right, let's have a look what else we got in here.
Some sand.
Piece of brown paper.
Sandpaper.
Okay, we should have somewhere, Chris, I would have thought, here we go, attached. This has got quite a bit of quite a nice little...
Oh, it's a nice pack, isn't it?
It's a sliding caddy on this particular case. Like I said before, we're beginners on this case, and not on building PCs, but on this particular case, we've never built one on, we've never had this make or model before. So it's got 4 rubber mounts as well. Quite nice. Well, I'll show you how to put the hard drives in those in a bit. Well, the hard drive, I should say. I like their tape, Chris. Okay. This is your little bag of goodies, which will have, who knows what that is, little badge to go on the front of the case.
Oh, you dropped something.
They're just rubbers, they're just rubber mounts. And we have the stabilizer legs as well for the motherboard, the screws, everything you require. You'll probably find as you get on, you start building a few more systems, that you'll have loads of screws left over.
Yeah, we've got big tubs of screws and bits and bobs.
Okay, what we'll probably do now, I don't know if Chris is going to fade out, but we're going to get the machine ready for the build, get the camera a bit closer.
Yeah, I think we'll do that. Maybe do the motherboard first, show them how to configure the motherboard.
Take the case off the table and go from there, yeah?
Okay, so back in a minute, folks.
Just fade out, Chris, here.
Oh yes, we're fading.
Okay, we're going to assemble the motherboard now, not in the case. We always find it's a good idea to assemble the processor. Okay, this is a nice little baby, handled with care. This is a quad-core 2.4 processor.
Very nice.
Okay, yeah, so you're almost bordering on a terabyte of processing power. Not quite, but nearly there. Okay, like I said before, we've got 2 sticks. This is the good stuff, by the way. This is not cheap memory. This is it's ballistics, they call it, yeah?
Yeah, crucial.com.
Crucial. So that's 2 sticks that, which are hopefully 4 gig there. And the processor fan. So if we open the box, user manual.
Okay. CD in your
drivers. You have a CD for your drivers. I don't know if you're beginners or not, but I take it that if you do or you don't know what drivers are. But a driver, if you imagine a double-decker bus, Chris, yeah? You ain't going to go in here without a driver, are you?
No, it's a bit, well, technically the driver, the term is for a driver. Driver is, a driver tells the software how to make the hardware work. Like your video card, your processor, your hardware, you know, anything that's hardware based needs a driver to work.
Correct. So we'll get onto that later, how to install drivers and whatnot. We'll just take it tonight. SATA plus, like we told you, well, in previous video we were talking about hard drive installation.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And we had to come across adapters. IDE cables.
That's for your DVD drives, isn't it, I think?
The DVDs. Just take a quick look at it. There we go.
Take your rubbish away.
Yeah. We have 1 for the mainboard connection, and then 2. Even some of these are labelled now.
Yeah.
It just says hard drive cable. Some say master, some say slave, but anyway, it doesn't really matter, but there you go. Okay, and 1 motherboard.
Take the box out of your way.
Thank you.
Oh, we need that.
And that as well, which is, of course, this is the back plate, which you will fit first in your case. Priority number 1. Do not try and fit it afterwards, because it ain't going to happen. You're going to have to remove the motherboard again. So this always goes in, I would say, the case first. Priority number 1. Okay, and this, of course, corresponds with, if I get it right myself,
you know what I mean,
with the back.
Okay.
Of your.
There you go.
Okay with that, Chris? Got that?
Yeah,
there?
that's fine. That's good.
All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to fit the processor. If we can get this lined up like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Little tiny lever here. Push down. Pull out. Pull back. Okay. As you lift this up, you'll find this is what sort of connection do they call this? This is the.
The socket is an LGA 775, I think, isn't it?
I don't know if you can see the processor good enough. Can you see that, Chris, or not? Can I come closer?
If you move your hand down just a bit, that's it. That's better.
Okay. On the I'd say older processors, you can still get them now. These little tiny little specks or dots, can I call them? were pins. They were gold pins.
Yeah,
these are now not. These are not pins. These are just.
They're more like gold plate on the
indents, indents sort of thing. So the cradle that it's going to fit in, which if I put that down like that and remove this, this is just an ordinary protective plate.
You can throw that away. Don't
okay.
You keep it.
Slide this back over the top.
Okay, that's it. If you flick the hole in the
see that? Okay.
That's it. That's good.
Okay. What I want to show you now, if you look at the processor, you see that?
Yep.
These 2 points here.
Oh, the curvy indents, yeah?
Yeah, they've took a chunk out each one. This is where you cannot go wrong, okay? If you look at your motherboard and the socket it's going to fit in, each side, curvy piece missing. Okay? It can't go that way, can't go that way, it can only go that way round. This is how simple it can be. Okay? You put the caddy back over the top, you pull the pin on top of that. It does get a bit tight because you know you've got a processor underneath it. Slide it, push it into place. Okay? And that is that, that's it. Then we press the fan on. With the fan they come, when you buy your processor, you will buy it, well, you can either buy it as a kit that comes with the motherboard, or you buy them separate to make up what you want, depending on what your customers are. When you buy your processor, it should, if it's a legit one, come with a processing fan. Okay, way I'm going to fit this, it can go anywhere around it once, but I want to make sure that this cable, the power cable, is near the socket that it's going to plug into, so it's there. So I'm going to make sure it fits that way round, so we've got less space to travel. Okay. So be careful with these because these little lugs underneath, they can bend. Okay, so just make sure they're all fully extended. Pick the board up if you want to. You know with that, Chris, there?
Yep.
Okay, and just gently force them in. You need to put pressure on them. They will need a bit of pressure in a minute, okay? Okay. And that one. And then they come home. Okay.
I like the way you put the word gently and force together.
Well, this is
gently force it in.
There's not one going in here properly. Wait a minute, Christopher, we've got a bent leg. This is the thing you have to look out for as well. Bending the pins. I'm not going to stop the video because the idea is
real life.
This is it. This is what we're showing you. We're showing you, you know, that.
I might have to stop in a minute because I need a toilet break.
Oh, okay. Okay. And he's not going, Christopher. That's it.
Hey,
he's gone.
Got a chair.
Hey.
Crunch.
I know. It's spooky when you do them. You think to yourself, I'm going to break this. You're not, you know. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. I had a bit of a coughing fit then. Better now. Right. Once all the lugs are home and they're pushed in tight, and you can see a slight curve in the board. Yeah. Well, that's standard. It's the pressure that's on top of the process, which is quite right as well. Next for memory. Is that all right, Chrissy?
Yep.
Okay. 2 sticks of memory. Make sure they can only go in one way. If you pull the lugs back like so.
Yep, if we just show the lines.
See, it's not going to fit. If you look at that.
Do that again because we couldn't focus on that very well.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't line up with a lug, does it?
No, it's not going to fit there because this is just going to hit. So
turn it
around. We'll put the yellow on first just to show you. Can you see that okay?
Yep.
Yeah, got him?
Yep.
This is another one as well. Push home hard, okay? Did you hear that? And then both lugs automatically
both the
hit home.
Securing.
Okay, same again. Okay, you ready? Okay. Both hit home lovely.
Well, that's your motherboard done, isn't it?
It's virtually. Don't forget the processor fan.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah. I would have forgotten.
No, it's got to go in. Okay. Make sure he's nice, tight.
Flick that round so we can see what you're doing.
Yep. Have a look. Sorry, folks. And if you can see that all right there, Chris.
Okay, go for it again.
Can you see it?
Yep, I'm just about.
Well, it says power fan. Let me have a look. Oh, sorry, folks. No, here we are. New motherboard to me. Processor fan. It'll probably still work on the power one, but you've got to look round for the right one. My fault there. Okay?
Yep.
See him? As you can see, you've got 4 pins, 4 wires, and it can only go in one way. Okay? Tuck the wire out of the way. Okay. Okay, nothing to extract the fans, okay?
No,
nothing
you don't want anything to stop the fan from turning because your computer will get too hot.
I'll double check everything now. Memory's in, processor's in, fans at home, fans connected. That's the main thing that happens now. Now we'll go onto the case and start assembling the hard drives, the CD-ROMs and motherboards. Okay, so I'll bring the case up. Chris, want to put it in? Right, what we've done, folks, just to save any confusion, we just put the motherboard out of the way, put the case back into place, having a quick look around. What we done, remember I told you before about the backing plate? Yep. So we're going to put that in first. As I can see from here, the backing plate, which comes as a standard fitting, is held in with 2 screws just on the inside here. That's just common sense. Not all of them are. Most of them you'll find, I think, Chris, are just pushing.
Yeah, you have to push them in.
And you'll see this in a minute, because the one we're replacing it with, this is one we're taking out. Quite a little posh one, I must admit. But it's only a bit of metal.
But keep that to one side.
Keep that. And usually you'll find that with this keyboard and mouse, if you can see that there, Chrissy, yeah? You got him?
Coming down.
Coming down. Oops. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, keyboard and mouse is usually towards the power end. That's it, so you can't go wrong with it. You'll get the hang of it. I mean, the art is with this thing, don't rush. Okay, in she goes. These are just pushing, like I said. You probably find most are standard pushing. Okay. Okay, next we're going to do, I thought we'd go for hard drive and CD-ROM installations, because the reason why I'm doing a hard drive and CD-ROM installation first, simple reason is I don't want to damage the board. And being the hard drive are more robust of the items, you don't want to drop the hard drive onto the board.
So sort of like putting the bulky items in first.
Yeah, you know, that's the best way of doing it. What I'll do as well, I really don't know if you can see that, Chris. You want to wait for me? You okay? I'm just going to, there's a bunch of cables here, so I just want to release these cables so I can get them out of the way, so it gives me a bit more room.
And those cables are from the power supply, aren't they?
Yep. So if I can just, this is just a, I mean you can cut this if you want, but it's quite a nice looking little tag this, Chris, so I might keep this.
If you can get it out.
If I can get it out. I might have to cut it yet. Doesn't look like it wants to come, mate, does he? No, okay. Sorry folks, time for cutting. Okay, be careful you don't snip the wires, of course. Okay, I just want to do this out the way. Okay. You'll see that, apart from that, which I took out earlier, which just slot into place, we're going to fit the CD-ROMs first, 2 of them. So we've got a, if you can you see that, Chris, up there or not?
I can't know.
Can you see that?
Yep, I can see down there.
Okay, there's one here, which is, you can see the black, which is just a banking plate.
So you can pop that out, can you?
You can pop that out, and then below it, there's another one, but it's got a metal plate over it.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is pop that one first.
If you lift that up again, just to show that you can see through there.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, and then what we do then is pop this one out, which is just bend. Okay, you can take the backing plate out. Might be easier to show this way around. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
And these are just brute force, and I'm not joking folks, brute force and ignorance. Mind you don't cut yourself, because these little buggers can be sharp. Okay?
Yep.
In the bin. Alright, I'm going to stand this up now. You okay with that?
Yep.
Alright. It looks like, because I might have to take the other side off. I've got to take the other side off, folks, so we can put the screws in properly for the CD-ROMs. So the one panel I took off had thumb screws. This has just got
normal screws.
Normal screws. So take them off. Put the case back. Put that to one side. You don't want to scratch them, by the way, so to keep them nice and neat. Put them somewhere where they're not going to fall or get scratched. The cases, the outer casings, because the last thing you want is a scruffy looking case. Okay with that there?
Yep.
Yep. Right, 2 CD-ROMs. It doesn't matter which one you use or master or slave, but it does matter that you must sort of change the jumper on them. So it doesn't matter which one you want, but I always say put the master at the top. So if we check the settings, I don't know if you can see that, Chrissy.
Yeah, don't move it. Just wait for this camera to focus. We'll have to buy a new camera. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, he's set as master already. I don't know if there's a setting underneath or not. No, it doesn't show you, but you've got a plastic diagram with it's embossed on the plastic and it says master.
Okay.
Okay, so he's just going to slide him into place first. Pretty straightforward.
No, it's not in square. See that?
You've got metal plates in this as well, and you've got to line them up and make sure
Guide it in.
Guide it in properly. Okay, so that's the mastering. Now what we'll do.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. What we'll do now, I'll have a quick look. And of course, with this, it's pretty straightforward. You see it, Chrissy?
Yep.
What we'll do now is change the jumper over. So all you do is just a thumbnail will do, or a pair of tweezers, no matter what it is.
Okay. Those pliers if you have to.
Yep. Take him out. Jump over both pins in the middle.
And the one that says
slave.
If you can just pop that on there, right? What I'll do is I'll get a good zoom in of it.
There you go. So you do that then, and I'll sort some screws out from the packet.
Doesn't like zooming in on that,
doesn't it? Okay, I'm just gonna.
Oh, well, but it did show it briefly.
1, 2.
There you go. You can see the embossed message now. The embossed instructions saying cable select slave and master, and obviously we're setting this one to slave.
Okay.
Okay, so that's ready to rock and roll.
Now, what we're going to do is you're going to pop a couple of screws each side of this. I'm going to show you that now. So we're going to fit the second one in as well, just underneath that one. We didn't have to do this close, but this is the bit.
I'm going to even square it.
There's the tight metal in here, mate. There you go.
Oh, it's quite smart that.
Okay.
Just keep it there. I'm going to pull back so you can see the whole case and what it looks like. That's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Just going to do a side view. I might even come round to do this, but I'm just going to pop a couple of screws on each one. You see that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
I'll come round and do it. I won't get in the way. So what I'm going to do, put one in there. These screws, by the way, I don't know if you can see them, Chrissy, these are the small threaded, fine threaded screws. Yeah,
you've got two types of screws. You put them together, you'll see that one has got a thicker thread and the other one has got a thinner thread.
Yeah.
Try saying that quick.
Yeah.
The thinner one are the ones that we use for CD drives, floppy drives, DVD drives, and the big ones are what we use for cases and hard drives and motherboards sometimes.
Just line this up, we'll pop 2 in each.
Now it's quite important you put screws in here, because what will happen is if you only put 1 or 2 screws in, the CD drive can vibrate and it'll just make a loud humming sound when it's being used.
Yeah. Do not over tighten.
Don't over tighten them, there's no need, just pinch them.
Just pinch them up nice and there's no need
and
to
do the same on the other side. I'm sure Mark's going to turn the case round so you can see.
Will do. You okay with that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, find 4 more of these, this little pack we've got, which is quite a good selection. Okay. Give myself here.
Oh, socket it.
Off on this side, it's easier. There you go. Oh no, we haven't. No, sorry folks, my mistake. On this particular case, it looks like the actual CD-ROM.
You can see into, right, if I come closer so we can explain it.
This is why it's a new build.
And this is why the video is recorded live. Oh, and you nearly dropped it.
There you go.
That's perfect, we can see what that is, look.
If you look, when you slide the CD-ROM into place,
it's located into the hole.
They've got this little pressure, which is bent sort of pieces of metal. On each one they've got a little lug missing and pushed through, so it lines up with the holes which were for the screws to the CD-ROM. So you don't need them this side.
Yeah, so there's actually no need to take that black side case off.
No, not at all.
So, but actually, it's actually better to take it off. So when you do light on its side to do the motherboard, you don't want to scratch.
That's it.
The outer casing.
So what I'll do now is turn it round. You right there, Chris?
Yeah, that's fine.
And what I'm going to do is remove this. We're going to remove. Excuse me, so it can fit the hard drives.
Okay.
So common sense. If you look at the machine, you've got 2 thumb screws here. So undo that one. Undo that one. This, I presume now, which was, because like I said, it's a new build to us as well.
We never used this case before.
No, never. This looks like to me like a hard drive caddy. So it can only go, it can't go up, can't go down, it's got to come forward towards you. So I've undone the 2 screws, thumb screws, just gently, and it should Come towards, that's it. And there we go.
Presumably you fit the hard drive into something.
Looks like it. So it doesn't really matter where you're going to fit the hard drive. I would presume sort of the nearest one near the top. And you can add more hard drives later. It depends, up to you. I mean, I would fit mine second one down. The only reason being why I put on the second one is because it gives me a little bit of room from the CD-ROMs to play with the cables rather than cramp them up. Yeah?
Yep.
Look at the caddy. You can see that you got little pressure. It's all good fun learning anyway. You've got little pressure devices here, which are little pins. Excuse me. If you pull them, out comes a caddy. Okay? And it looks like what we've got here is, because we, like we said, Chris has said, we never used this case before, but if you use common sense, I don't know if you want to come down a bit with that, Chrissy, with the CD-ROM, with the camera.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm just going to show you. I mean, I haven't built this case before, so I mean, it's all common knowledge, it's just common sense. We have, by the look of them, 4 elongated screw threads with a
oh, they're like long reach screws, aren't
lugs, like lugs, yeah.
Yeah, these are non-standard to us normally.
Yeah, and these are, if you can see them,
anti-vibration pads, aren't they?
Mounts. So I mean, I don't know how much this case was. I think it was about, how much was the case, Chris?
About 60 quid. So.
About 60 quid the case was. So it's a decent case. It depends what you want. I mean, but if you want
you can get a normal case just to use home for 20-25 quid from a local PC shop.
That's right. So of course we're going to locate the CD-ROM on the hard drive now.
What size drive is this?
Well, this is another one. We did look around, and the gentleman in question who wants this machine asked me what sort of drive I can get him. And what we bought here is a terabyte, which
nice.
is 1,000 meg.
1,000 gig, isn't it?
1,000 gig, isn't it? Yeah, which is
a lot.
A lot. Vast. Okay, static bag. You can see a little notch missing.
Oh, hang on, we haven't got that in.
Okay.
Still concentrating on your bracket. Go on in.
Okay.
Yep. Ooh, just like Christmas.
There you go. SATA.
That's a nice drive.
Okay. You got that, Chris?
Yep.
On SATA drive, can't mistake it. SATA, as opposed to the IDE ones, which you'll see on the CD-ROMs with IDE ones. Okay. Just turn him over. If you can see that, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's what we're going to be screwing into.
Okay. You're going to make sure you're not going to put this on the wrong way round by putting it in like that, because that way you've got nothing to put the cables to. So you know that this is the outside of the caddy, okay, because the way you took it out from the caddy.
Yep.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is put him on top there, flick him over, and what we're going to do then is line this caddy up
Get screws in.
with the rubber mounts, like so. Don't screw them home fully tight. Just
pinch,
just locate them, because you want to line the rest up as well. Otherwise, you'll find it difficult. You tighten one, you won't be able to do the rest. Okay. So there's no rush, and it'll only go as far as the screw head will let you go. If you look, you've only got a certain amount of head showing, so you can only go a certain amount in. Okay, that's as far as it goes. As far as it goes. Yeah?
Yep.
As far as it goes. Okay. And we're going to mount it, like I said, the second one down. Only to give yourself, it's only my preference. You can do it at the top.
Do we like click them, people? That means it got located properly.
Okay, ready?
Do it again. There you go. That's in.
That's brilliant. Okay. So, if you want to now,
Do you want to turn the case sideways so we can see?
yeah, can you see that? Before I put the caddy back in.
Better.
Okay.
Yep. You can see it's like runners, can't you? Where the
plastic.
where it runs into.
Okay, and locate. There's a bit tight in back here. You see it right. Okay, home it goes.
It's a nice design actually.
I like this. I like
Yeah.
this mechanical case.
I'd much rather work with a 60 quid case than a 20 quid case.
Yeah, I've been cut a few times. Many a time, okay. Thumb screws back in nice and tight. Okay, we know the CD-ROMs are done. Next.
I don't think we're having a floppy drive in this, are we?
No, I didn't want one anyway.
Okay, it's time for the motherboard then, isn't it?
Okay, so what we'll do now, if you want to...
Right, we're just going to pause it here now then, guys, and then we'll come back and we'll have the motherboard ready to go in the case.
Okay, now for motherboard installation. We haven't changed anything, we haven't done anything, we just turned the case on its side, realign the camera, ready to go. What I'm going to do now is first of all this lot, okay? Out the way. Okay, chuck it out the way. Okay, this lot, which we'll get to, we'll show you how to connect them, okay? These are audio leads, USB leads and firewire leads, okay? Just tuck them anywhere you want, just out the way.
Out the way of them, clear, well basically you can see it's making a big space around there.
This little lot here, all these are the motherboard connectors from speaker, hard drive, and that we'll show you all that as well. But also you get with your manual that you get with your motherboard, it tells you how to connect them. I mean virtually the manual's self-explanatory. Right, what I'm picking up now is some, what do you call them? Lugs?
Yeah, motherboard
legs. They're legs. They're like what do you call them? Stabilizer legs and whatnot. But what they do, they have to lift the motherboard from touching the out base. And priority number one, and I mean this, priority number one is when you've got the motherboard, which is going to fit, it's going in like that, okay? And it's got to go. I don't know if you can see that, because on the camera there, can you see that?
Just about, yeah.
It's got to go, so you know that this panel is lining up with the panel that you fitted on. Okay, this is number one priority. When you look at the screws where the holes are going in, if you look at the motherboard, see that? You've got one there, one there, one at the top here, yeah? You've got another one here by the memory, I don't know if you can see that there, yeah?
Yep.
You've got another one at the bottom and another one by the memory as well at the bottom. So you've got quite a few holes. Now you've got to get these spot on. Now I've noticed on this case in particular, you've got a small dowel in the middle, I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
With a little knobble on the top. We don't all have it, this is just a good case. And that will line up with this first hole here at the base of the memory.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yep.
See that there?
Yep.
That's going to line up with that. That's common sense, you can see that, it's going to do that. If you want to, you can place it in. I mean, what I tend to do, I tend to hold a processor fan, which is stable, okay? Line it up like that, you know it's going to fit there. And if you just look,
it's catching.
Oh, it's just these two little lugs here, lift them up out the way. They're just bloody annoying little things, okay? Line it up and in. Can you see that? It's located at the base of the memory, yeah? See him?
Yep.
That's just a locating bracket, which is fine. What you want to do now, you want to work out where the rest of your screws. So, screws, take him out. I know for a fact that one is going to be the other end, which is here. Okay with me that? Yep. So we're going to put one in there.
So basically, you look at the holes on the motherboard, and look at the holes on the case, and make sure you line them up, and make sure you've got one lug for every hole that's on your motherboard. And
why I've stipulated, and why Chris has stipulated this as well, if you have an extra stabiliser leg, like so, fitted to the board, not lined up with anything, the first thing it's going to do...
fitted to the case, yeah.
It's going to touch that lot underneath there, and that's going to cause a dead short.
Yeah, and then it'll stop everything from
and that's it.
It might even damage the motherboard.
So priority is, if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including this one, that's number 5, and then number 6. So forget that one, so it's 5. So you only want to put 5 lugs in, okay? So there we go. That's one there, one at the top of the memory.
If you're not sure, you probably could use like a ruler to measure the distance between the holes, couldn't you?
I suppose you could.
You could if you really wanted to.
Just use your noddle, it's simple, it really is simple.
If you put one in and it's in the wrong place, take the board out, take out the lug and start again.
Oh, by the way, I've done it. I don't know if Chris does as well.
Yeah,
Chris?
I've done it.
You know, you've done it, you put it in, you're thinking, why isn't this bloody thing working? The simple reason is too many lugs. Okay, let's put that one in there. Some of them can be a little bit fiddly, unless you've got big fat hands like me. Okay. You can give them a bit of a tweak if you want to with a pair of pliers or something, but there's no need to, it's fine. They don't go anywhere once they're in. Okay, that's pretty straightforward now. Make sure the other out the way. Nothing else to do.
Okay, are you fitting that now? I'm
going to fit it now.
What I want to do is zoom to that side there. Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
So, in it goes, holding the fan, which is quite nice. It's right, nothing wrong with that. Okay, we're going to line this up. There's no...
Line it up with the back plate.
There's no brute force.
Okay. And then in theory, then that lug should be.
The lug is lined up. Now the size of the screws going in here, I'm not too sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a spare lug, which we got with the pack.
Yep.
Okay. Look at the screws we've got. See that right, Chris?
Yep. Down a bit.
And just test it. And there they are. That's the ones.
So you know what type of screw to use then.
The screw I'm using is a thick thread, a good thread.
Okay, so you need 5 of them, don't you?
5 of those. So pop them in. Don't screw them fully down. Like I said before, if you've got to give a bit of play and you want to move the board, that's what we've got to do. So 1, 2. That's it. 3, 4, 5. So go one by the memory here. Okay. One there. And one here. Okay, now I can just tweak them up because they're all in. Just a little bit of a tweak, not over top, not over the, you know, just a bit of a little bit of pressure. That one doesn't need memory. Okay, I think that's it. Nice and firm. Right, so we're going to start connecting up the cables now. Reason being is because we don't want to put the video card in yet, because I need to connect it. I need room to see. Okay, sometimes this way you might have to get the book out. Okay, because we're going to have to look. I don't know about you, but I don't know if you can see this here, Chris. Little block of white connectors here.
Oh yes, yeah, we can see that.
Now that is your power on, your reset switch,
your HD lights, your power light.
Excuse me.
And they're quite particular in the way that you put them in, so you probably won't want to use the book.
And we'll use the book because it doesn't tell me anyway, so I'm going to have to look at that. So you know, this is the way. So what I'm going to do first is one main power connector. So well, you can do this in any way you want, but I tend to do mine as such a sequence that I know where I am. So on this one, the main power connector, we have the full length one. Sometimes you'll have these on some of the motherboards and you don't use this part.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just an extra power. Well, you don't use it, it's shorter, but this is the full one, so we use the full ranges. And sometimes you'll get kits with this device, yeah?
Like an adapter to make it from a small to a bigger one. Yeah.
So what I do, it can only go one way round. This lug here, there's a little lip.
Yep,
there. It can only go one way, and just push him home. I usually just hold the bottom of the motherboard, push him in, and that's it, solid. I'll show you how to tie this up afterwards, don't worry about it right now, because we don't want that to happen, friends. Just pull this lot out as well. Okay, what I want to do now is connect up the little power connectors at the bottom. I'm going to grab the book.
We'll do it live. You won't stop the video. Do you want to have a look in one of them?
You can have a look in that one, Chris, if you want. I'll look in this book.
Oh, quick start guide.
There we go.
Oh, there we go, straight away.
You got it?
You got your glasses?
Yep.
It's actually a French picture, but I don't think it
matter. What's this one?
There we go. It's there, look. It's very small.
Right, if you can see this on the camera. So, can you see that? You probably can't see it very clear, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I can see, yeah, just about.
Right, okay. It corresponds, the arrow coming across here is pointing to this block of connectors, which if you look, you've got the floppy drive connector here. Yep.
Yep.
You've got your hard drive connector there, your SATA, your battery, so you can't go wrong. You've got a block connector there as well, which is LPT1, which is the...
So what you're doing, you're lining up the diagram of the motherboard on that picture.
To match this. And then what we do, we come across to the arrow and we have a look. And it says here, which is common sense, down below, these two at the bottom here are hard drive LED. So what we do, we get our wires and we look. No, that's power, no, that's it. Let's have a look what we've got here. I'll tell you what, Chris, these are a bit short.
No way.
Okay, reset. Right, here we go. HDD.
Let's pull this forward a bit.
You see it?
Oh, crikey, moved.
Tell me when you're ready.
Go for it.
HDD LED.
Yep, we can see that.
Okay. So we look at that, HDD LED. And it's positive to the right, because it tells me in the book. Okay? So positive to my right
and our left.
and your left.
Yeah.
Okay, so we look at him. We line him up.
Positive is which colour? The red one.
Is the red. Okay, so on he goes. Okay,
that's the hard drive.
That's the hard drive. He's a bit short, folks. By the way, he's a little bit short. You get them longer than that normally. Okay, next I'm going to look at is power LED, but I don't know if we've got one here, Chris, have we? I'm sure we must have.
I can see a purple cable there.
Power, there we go.
There you go.
Power LED. And according to this panel, it doesn't actually tell me positive or negative. I don't think it makes that much difference, does it?
I think it does, but if you get it wrong, we can always swap it later on.
Yeah, it does not telling me positive or negative. So I'm just going to put, same as with the LED, I'm just going to put it that way round. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It's not going to cause any damage, by the way, folks, or anything. Okay, they're a bit short. Okay, the next one along, if we look at the diagram, so all I'm doing is look at this, power LED, HD LED, just copying it. Then we've got speakers, which is common sense because it's 4 pins. Speaker, it doesn't matter which way round it goes. It's usually positive 5 volt to the right, like there was with the hard drive. So if we look at that, can you see it?
Down a bit.
Down a bit.
That's it, yep.
Okay, so just flick it round, red to the right. Okay. Alright with that?
Yep.
Next one we've got a power switch next.
It doesn't matter with that, does it?
It doesn't really matter. The power switch, I don't know if you can see this. Can you know if you can see how close you are there, Chris? I've got 4 pins left.
Yep.
Okay, 2 to the right, 2 to the left, with a space in the middle.
Yep.
You see that? Okay, so those 2 over here, this side to my right, are the power ones according to the manual. Okay, you don't think you can see the manual very well, but you'll see it when you're reading it. So what I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter which way around it goes, but I'm going to copy the rest and go red to the right, and that's it. And I'm going to push him home, and I'll show you how to tidy all these up afterwards. Okay.
One more left, isn't there?
That's it, because I think there is on this.
There's
one
more, I can see it.
Hold on, where's he?
Yeah.
Aha!
That's the reset switch, I think.
And the reset switch is the last one. And does it tell me left or right on that power? But I'm going to put blue anyway to the right. But the reset switch, I don't think it matters which way around it goes anyway.
Again, it's just shorting the connection.
It's just shorts, yeah. Okay, so that should be connected up correctly. Don't need that again for a while. Now what we're going to look at is, this is Firewire. That's LPT, that is, Chris. So I'm not going to look at that one. So we're going to look on the board.
See 3 USBs.
Right. Will that be a Firewire? One of them probably. No, they're all USBs. So here we are.
That says AAFP. Shall I look in the book again?
You better look in the book again. See, folks, we're not fallible. We're not one of these people who sort of go, "Oh, I know everything." We don't. That's why we're doing this, to help you. Right, I've got one USB anyway, and this one cable I've got here, can you see it? Is that right in the camera, Chris? Yeah?
Yes, fine.
Yeah. This one has got 2 cables going to it. And if you look on the motherboard, this first one, or USB 1, USB 2, USB 3, it doesn't really matter which one it goes on, to be honest with you folks. What you do with this, when you connect it, you'll have 2 at the front. There's 2 USBs at the front here. Excuse me, and they'll be active. So I'm just going to put on USB 1. You can't go wrong, because as you look at them, I don't know if can you see on the camera right?
Yep.
There's a little white dot here. So that's blocked off. And if you look on the motherboard to the USB connectors, you'll see there's a 1 pin missing as well. So it can only go one way round. So where the pin's missing, where it's blocked off, it goes that way round, okay? And that's it. You will have now 2 live active USBs at the front. The ones on the motherboard at the back will be automatically active anyway. With this, Chris, I'm not too sure, because I don't think this motherboard, is got the connectors for it, to be honest with you, Sunshine. We've got one there. I think it might do that one there. PC, yeah, that's the one.
According to that, to the book,
one of these.
That's the analog front panel connector for audio.
Well, that's Firewire, and I think that will go on one of the USBs as well.
Alright, okay. Have you got an audio one there?
I've got an audio one there in my hand as well.
The audio one goes on that green one that says AAFP.
We've got 2 here, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put on the first one on the junction, so that's going to go on audio, okay? Only go one way round again, with the pin being blocked off, so it can only go on the board one way, and that's on the green. Sorry folks, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. The Firewire is very similar to USB. I'm not too sure because if we
It doesn't
have
actually say it's got a firewire on this motherboard.
it doesn't.
No, they're all USB ports. It says here never connect to 1394 cable to USB connectors.
Okay, this is a 1394.
So don't connect
The book's
it.
telling us not to do it. Therefore, folks, we don't do it. So we don't.
No firewire.
There's no fire on this motherboard. This is what the gentleman specified. So we can only go with what he wants. Okay, and I'll show you how to tidy all these up in a bit anyway. Okay, so far we've got the main power connector on, which is the main power to the main board. But also on these, especially Intel motherboards, which are mainly the ones we use at the moment, you'll have an extra connector which powers.
Like connects a bit of juice for
the processor. It's connected around the back here. I don't know if you can see that with the camera, Chrissy.
Yes, we can. In the top left corner of the picture.
Okay, bring him round. It's a 4-pin connector. We have a couple here, which is a 6-pin, so it's definitely not that. Okay,
That's better, yeah.
so we've got a 4-pin or a 6-pin. It's a 4-pin.
But you can tell that, can't you? So
Yeah.
6-pin won't
The way
feel
it looks. Okay. Same again with the main one we put on the main power unit when we connected that up to it, the main power board. It can only go on one way. You've got a clip here. That'll only go on with a clip on this board here. You can see that. Can you see that?
We can.
Home. Okay. Okay, wires out the way. Next, what I'm going to do, just have a check at all this lot. I'm going to drop a nice wire down to the hard drives, which is a SATA. So I'm going to figure them all out, look at them what I want. Right, they're all ADE. There's a SATA. So I'm going to untangle it, and I'm going to drop it onto the hard drive. Okay. I could use the one on the outside of the connector. But what I might do is use the one on the inside, the first one to connect it to, so I can fold it back on itself to make it tidy. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to have a load of wires hanging down everywhere. So I'm going to just use this one. As you look at it, I don't know if you can see it on the camera,
We can.
it can only go on one way, like we've been talking before.
Yep.
So it's like an elongated L. If I hold it like that,
Yep.
you got a long bit and a little tiny L at the bottom. Okay. Same with on the hard drives. So it can only go one way round. So we're going to pop them on. As you can see how rubbery that springy that is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nice case. Okay. And then what we need I'm going to connect the power for the CD-ROMs. Got another SATA there. We don't need that one. So open this up. We've got a few here, Chris. Right, so now I'm going to use, what do you say we call this?
Molex.
These are Molex connections. So this is the older type rather than the SATA, because we've got IDE drives going in rather than SATA drives. If we had SATA CD-ROM drives going in, then we would use the same sort of block connectors as you would the hard drives. Okay, so Chris is just lining the camera up now, and what I'm going to do, don't forget we've got to drop these wires below this suspension bar.
So you're going to make sure everything.
Because you don't want to go over the top. But I'll show you the tied up out. You'll see a big difference. Okay, what I'm going to do with this is the one on the end has got another little, and you're probably thinking, oh God, more wires. Right, this one is for floppy drives, which we're not going to stick in this machine because he doesn't want it anyway. They don't use them; they're fading them out. So I'm going to use these two. Right, the first one on the cable and the second one on the cable. They can only go in one way round. Okay, because the shape of the Molex shape, the D shape, can only go in the D shape of the CD-ROM. Okay, so pop him in there. Make sure they fit nice and snug. And pop him in there. Okay, and we'll tidy the wires up. We'll tidy all the wires up in a bit. So don't worry. It looks a bit messy at the moment, folks, but don't worry about that. You'll soon see a difference. Okay, next I'm going to connect. Well, I might tie these wires up now, Chrissy. Okay, I'm just going to put them out of the way for now. Now, at the bottom of the case here, there's a leg that's holding this cradle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a tie wrap. As long as it's not obstructing anything else or hurting anything else, I'm going to grab these cables, put a tie wrap round them. I'm going to go round the leg underneath, bring the wrap through. Okay, is it okay?
Yep,
Yeah.
just right.
Okay, and I'm just going to, not too tight, just so they're comfortable, just like that, just so they're out the way. Okay, pair of snips, cut him clean. Okay, what's left here now with this cable and this one we said we haven't got a home for, I'm just going to fold them like that, and there's another one here. Okay, I'm going to bring these together and just out the way, another one, just around them, around all of them. And clip. Nice and clean out the way. Same with these. Just make sure they're nice and tidy, nice and clean. Okay. I mean, these Playboy ties, what are they? Chris? Pence? Not even that, are they? Well worth it. Okay. And a snip again. Okay, so you can see already we're almost back to,
yeah, keeping it clear.
You know, this is what you want. What we'll do with these cables. This one here, of course, not pull too hard. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to clip it to the main one. Okay. Then I'm going to start connecting now the other cable. So I've got room now to do all this, and I can tidy this up afterwards. But you can see it's already taking shape. What I'll do as well, I will bring this one, which is the fan cable, around underneath, and then we'll tidy all that up as well, and we'll have to connect it. And this is just the switch. I think it's just a variable switch, isn't it? Yeah, it's 3 speeds.
Yeah, I think it stays inside.
I think we'll keep it on low anyway. Yeah. Right. What I'm going to do first, folkies, is I'm going to fit the ribbon. Yeah, because one, it's out the way, the SATA's there, I can get them up out the way, and then that's done. Like I said, 2 connectors on the end. They can only go in one way round. If you look, you see that?
I can, yep.
Little clip at the top there.
A little notch.
Little notch, can you see that? You got that?
Yep, we can see it now.
Okay, that can only go in one way round. As discussed before, if you can see that all right, Chrissy, yeah?
Yep.
That we'll move these cables out the way. This cable, if you can see, has got a white, folks, colourblind today, a white
tracer
cable going down the side. That is the positive, that's number 1.
It's pin 1, isn't it?
Pin 1 always goes up towards the power that you've just plugged in. The Molex we just plugged into the CD-ROM.
So that white tracer points towards the Molex.
So what I'm going to do is put number 1 end of the cable to number 1 CD at the top. Okay.
But again, it'll only fit one way anyway, won't it?
It'll only go in one way because of the lug. Okay, make sure it fits home nice and snug. Okay, push the cable up out the way.
And put the second one in.
Put the second one in. Push it home.
All clever.
Nice and neat. Okay, and then we're going to come down to the motherboard, and what I'm going to do is...
it's better out and in.
No, it's not. You finished?
Yes, I'm finished.
Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Get that spray now, Christopher. That is gross. Oh dear.
I won't spray it anywhere near the computer.
What are they building in the field over there? Why are they putting porta cabins over there for?
Sorry?
Why are they putting porta cabins over there?
Oh, they're right.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah.
Why are they putting porta cabins in those fields? What are they for?
It's for the
You don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what
just
it's
a
like sheet kids, man.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. That was fucking gross. Oh, it's going to make a cough now, that is. Where were we?
You were doing the IDE cable onto the motherboard, weren't you?
Right, yeah. You ready?
Yep. I never stopped recording anyway.
You ready? You're still playing it now?
Morning.
Shithead.
Mine was coffee here, folks, because fucking video.
You have to edit that out, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'll edit it. I'll beep all I don't.
Right, we're going to fit the IDE cable now onto the motherboard. Like I said, it can only go on one way, same as the CD-ROMs. There's a little clip there. There's a little notch mission on the thing on the mishi, and this is the blue connector. Pretty straightforward stuff. Okay.
Push it wrong. Unless you really
down.
want to force it, which you're not going to do.
What I do, I just tuck it out the way. There's nothing. It's not going anywhere. Okay, it's a pretty robust cable.
So that's your CD and DVD drive ready, isn't it?
That's it, really. Okay.
Excuse me.
What we've got now is find the cable that came with your Serial 88. So we open that up. Okay. One Serial 88 cable. Sorry folks, bad cough today. I will stipulate one thing that even Chris agrees with this. On these Serial 88 cables, you can buy them with locking pins, can't you?
Yeah, you get metal locking.
Just like a little clip here and it locks. I do prefer them.
They are better. They are.
If you want to go out and buy yourself one, especially if it's your own machine and you're making a decent... Right, what we'll do now is, once we've connected the ribbons to the CD-ROMs, tuck it underneath, out the way, you can see the best part kind of hook. And like we said before, you have a notch mission. This is mush at the end of the day. We have a what is it? A notch in the blue part of the ribbon, the end part, which is going to go on the motherboard, and you can see they correspond here, blue and blue. It's pretty common sense. There's a nodule missing out of the connector on there as well. So line it up, and home she goes. That's it. It's that simple. What we'll do now, we'll connect up the hard drive. This is a SATA cable, which we were talking about in our previous video, which we did for hard drive installation.
Yep.
Like me and Chris both agree that you can buy these with a locking mechanism on the end.
Yeah, it's like a little metal latch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
which is very good. I mean, they're far superior than what these ones are.
Yeah.
What these are. So I would use them, but we haven't got them at the moment, so it's just a demo purpose. As you can see, same sort of shape as the IDE, as the power cable. It's got a little L-shaped. So you look at it on the board. Let me put my glasses on. Sorry. Okay, we are normal folks. Okay, so we look for SATA 1. Excuse me, which is this one here at the top.
That's on the motherboard, isn't it?
On the motherboard.
I'll just zoom into that for me with your hands.
Okay.
Okay, we can see that then.
Okay, SATA 1, SATA 2, SATA 3, SATA 3, SATA 4. Okay, so you can have 4 IDE devices. The gentleman in question who's having this machine is fitting an extra hard drive, or possibly 2. So I'll do that for him at a later date. Same with this one, it fits on the hard drive, it can only go one way round, and bingo, home she goes. Okay, what I will do with this ribbon at the moment, I'll just, because you can bend these, they're quite versatile, and I'm going to tuck it and put it in wide one of the caddies, and just out the way. That's all you got to do. Just bend him over. Keep all the cables as much as you can out. You don't want anything in here. You can try and make them nice and tidy. That's the idea. Okay, I'll show you how to tidy that in a minute. This main cable now, as you know, the ribbons are on now the CD-ROM, the power cables are in the CD-ROMs, the power cable is on the hard drive, the ribbon, well the SATA cable is on the, which is the data cable, which is on the hard drive. The main cable connected to the board, the small power cable connected to the processor. You can tidy up the cables now, which we're going to do, but the first thing I'll do is I might as well fit the video card, Chris, I think, yeah?
Yeah, you might as well, if you want to grab it.
So what we'll do, one video card in the box, if you can see that. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
G-Force, nice card.
I'll pack it for you. Don't forget, folks, with this, you'll get some bits and bobs. I usually keep a box separate for yourselves to put the drivers in and whatnot. Okay, you're going to need this, like we talked before, drivers, you've got motherboard drivers, you've got video card drivers.
Pop them in the box.
If you're fitting a modem, you'd have a modem driver.
Exactly, yeah.
All sorts of stuff, okay? Alright. Okay, double wraps. This is a, what bag's this is, Chris has dropped it, so there you go.
The box.
Okay, and then another static bag as well. Static sensitive, as it tells you. Okay. Let's round the bag off me. Okay, this card is a PCI Express. We'll do some more videos and we'll show you different ones.
This is the newest type.
It is. This is PCI Express. This motherboard can only handle PCI Express. Really, the other PCI slots are for probably network cards,
or maybe a FireWire card because it's not got FireWire on board anymore.
Okay. If we look at the end of it carefully, we have a standard video connector out.
That's called a D-sub.
And a div in it, was it?
DVI.
DVI.
And that one in the middle is an S-video output, so you
yeah.
can actually watch your computer screen through the TV.
Okay, what we're going to do first, before we do anything, okay, fan as well, which is powered by the motherboard. Some, if they're more powerful video cards, will have a connector somewhere, and they can use one of these. You'll be able to. You can use one of these connectors then.
Yeah,
I'll show you. Well, I'll show you anyway. Well, not that one.
Be a Molex type, wouldn't it?
Be a Molex type connector, which will plug in, and that power the power. Okay. What I'm going to do is just going to look at this first, line it up.
I'm going to see where it goes first before you.
So we can see that this. I'll move it back, folks.
Yep.
Just carefully. That this here has got to be removed. Okay.
So that's a
blanking plate. Okay. So it just pops up. Some have screws in.
Some you have to. You have to bend, don't you, to get it out?
You do. What we do now, we hold it carefully. So we've both got coughs lately. There's some bugs going around, I think. Okay, line him up. Push home. And you hear that click. It's this little device here that clicks into the video card and holds it into place as well. So it stops the back end from lifting. So if you move, sometimes cases, the older cases, well,
they could flex it.
the cheap cases move.
Yeah.
So, find the appropriate screw now to go in here, and it looks like it's quite a deep thread again.
It'll be a fat thread one, or
so I'm going to use one of these ones. Okay. Take him home, log him into place.
That's it.
That's him done. Okay. Truthfully, folks, we're not far off firing up now, really.
Just about tidying the cables.
I'm just going to tie the cables, which I'll do now. You can do them how you want. There's no set preference. It's not like, unless your mates are really fussy and they're gonna, you know. But just bring them all together. What I'll do here is just, I should probably take that underneath there and tuck that with them. Leave them like that.
You need that out, don't you? Actually,
I need that variable switch. Variable switch. What I'll do now is I've got a spare Molex here. I need a female, Chris. What have we got there? No.
Oh, that's strange.
Oh, tell you what they've done here, folks, which is, I don't like the idea of this, but we'll have to do it. What they've done, they put a Molex on the end with which is like a male, and then they've got, no, sorry, female, and then male the opposite end. So what we're going to have to do, feed this along, and we have to remove one of the CD-ROMs. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. We're going to have to plug this into one of the CD-ROM drives, like so, and then we have to put the other end of the Molex, which is powering the CD-ROM, into this. So it's a piggyback device, which I don't like really, but yeah, you have to.
You don't. I don't think you do, you?
Well, where else are you going to put it?
You don't have to. As long as you plug a power into it, you don't have to plug it into a CD drive, do you? As long as there's power going into it.
Oh, good point. Yeah, you might not have to, might you?
You won't have to.
No, hold on then, folks. I don't want to do that because I don't like it. Chris has got an
right.
idea. Didn't realise. Yeah, it's double-ended, so you can just use its own Molex.
You can't just plug it into it. As long as it's got power going into it, you don't have to feed it through anything.
Good point. Nice one, Chris. There we go. Forgot about it. Instead of doing it like that, like I was thinking, instead of being a dopey, I'll pop it underneath and go that way.
That's it. Then you can
nice one.
tie it.
And what I'll do, I'll cable tie that then to this main cable here.
There you go. Get some cable ties.
Okay, make it nice and neat. The neater you get it, it's I don't know.
It just looks nice as well. Especially if somebody has to go into the case after you know, to upgrade it or replace something, they can say, well, they did a good job at that.
Well, they move and you go to a shop and they go, oh, I built this for you. Oh. Don't they, Chris? You know, usually get it.
Oh,
okay, cheers, mate. Okay, clean him up nice and clean like that. Leave him back. Okay, I definitely want this one clipping out the way because we don't need to touch the fan. So I'm going to bring it up this cable as far as I can. If you can see what's happening, you can see that, Chris, yeah? It's fan. Pulling out the way. It's a bit fiddly, I know, folks. Bend this one round. Cheers, mate. Okay. Sorry to bore you folks, but you know,
Boring.
this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. This is what we call professionalism.
And you've got to bear in mind, you're getting this video, which is now around about an hour long, and you, for a few quid, you know.
£4.50.
And how much would you pay to go on a local course to get this done?
Absolutely.
Or take your computer to one of these high street shops and say, oh, build me a computer. Well, they charge you 50, 60 quid to build a computer.
More than
you know.
that. It's more than that.
So,
okay. There you go, folks. Just wound him all up. Okay, it's out the way. Snip him.
and at the end of this video, folks, there'll be a contact email address. Any questions?
Yeah, you can say it now if you want, Chris, and we'll say it again afterwards.
You know, the email address is MNC. N for Norman.
N for Norman.
MNC _ enterprises at mail.com.
Yep.
And it'll be on again at the end of the video. Any questions you might have on what we've done in this video today, then drop us an email and we'll answer it as best as we can, or if need be, we'll try and do another video to show you.
Well, I'm going to put one more cable around there with this little device. Now this is just a variable speed, okay? I wouldn't really worry about it. We've put it on low. So, you know, the case is quite open. It's not going to get extremely hot, even though it's a quad-core processor. I think you'll find that, you know, just nice and neat. Okay, there we go. Okay, video card in place. Everything else done, because you've been moving about a bit. Just check, double check, quick trip. It doesn't matter.
It's all very tidy, isn't it?
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're going to put the case back on there.
What we're going to do first, I think, Chrissy, we'll test it.
Okay.
Okay, what we'll do, we'll just fade the camera in a bit, folks, and what we'll do, we'll take it over to our test bed, plug it into our mains and a spare screen we have, and we'll do a genuine switch on. So if there's an error, it's our fault, and we will find it, okay? We'll speak to you in a minute. Okay, folks, all we've done, take it from the table over here.
This is our test bed.
So our test bed, I don't want to get in your way, so I'm just going to show you now one video. Now, I will say one thing. When we bought the motherboard, it came with onboard graphics.
Yes,
like I said, we don't want to use that because the gent wants to use a bit more power. So we're going to use this. So remember to plug it in to the video card that you've plugged into the board.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work. All right.
Okay.
Well, the machine will work. We just want to get a signal. Okay. So plug the power in. Okay. Keyboard in, or mouse in. Sorry, folks. Where's the keyboard gone?
There we go. It is a proper test bed. We do use it all the time, so we don't keep it tidy.
Okay.
You're going to power it up. If you turn it around a bit, so we see when you press the button.
Now, I don't even know if the power lights or anything are going to work.
Okay.
It's just like we said before.
Let's find out.
Okay. Yeah, we've got power.
Fan's word, you've got a power light.
We have
CD
two lights on the
drives.
CD-Rom drives.
Monitor going to come on, do you think?
Hope so.
We don't hear any bad. Oh, that's a
There
good
we go.
sign.
That's a good sign. The beep, the one bleep beep, is the post test, which is power on self test, which every computer usually does. You'll get that one bleep every time.
If you don't get the beep, or you get more than one beep, it normally means there might be something wrong.
Okay, so you're still waiting for the screen. Don't panic. We've got a little flashing cursor in the top corner there, and that's exactly what we want to see.
Actually, you know, we might have the power light the wrong way around.
We might do. We've got it. That could be the hard drive.
So we could have had the hard drive light and the power light.
I might go and have a look at that in a minute. I can do that live as well, folks. You're not, you know, it's pretty, yeah.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, I'll just let it. This is one thing I want to point out. If you can see that on there, Chris, it says here. Okay, disk boot failure. Insert disk boot and press
Enter.
enter.
That's what you're going to get that because you've got a brand new hard drive and no operating system. So
now we're going to show you. We're going to do another video how to install Windows. We're going to do XP.
Yeah, we're going to do Windows XP
from start to finish on a machine.
Yep.
Of course, we won't show you the serial numbers.
No, not that daft, but we'll show you how to do it.
Yep.
So Mark's going to change these now.
Power LED.
Now you can change these LEDs actually while the computer's turned on if you've got the confidence and you're not.
Okay, I've just done that. All I did was turn the cable round. Remember I told you when we built it?
So
there was no positive and
there
negative.
you go, we've got a power LED now. And we know the hard drive works because it flashed on when we first
Little
did
tiny
it.
blue light up here was flashing for the hard drive. We know that works. This is the reset switch.
So do you want to test it? Press the button.
I'll do that now. Hold on.
I'll just have to poke something in it, do you?
Well, I'm just going to use the end of a screwdriver just to show people. Okay. And that's it. Screen's gone blank.
Gone off. Hard drive lights come on.
Back on again. Then we get says no signal. You'll get a post, a beep. Bingo. There you are. It tells you on the post as well. You see a video card, That's it.
And that's it, just a matter of putting the case back on, and that's it then, isn't it, really?
Yep. Chris will edit it afterwards and give you the address to any emails to. Hope we haven't bored you. So, enjoy the video. Like we said, £4.50, superb.
Right, hello folks. This is a video showing you how to install Windows XP, and you're with me, and my name is Chris. So the first thing we're going to do is power the computer on. So I was going to press the power button on the computer now, and what we're going to need to do, we need to go into what's called the BIOS so we can set it to boot off the CD. So you're going to need your Windows XP or your Windows XP boot disk. Okay, that's your installation disk that comes with your computer. It might even be a recovery disk. Okay, so I'm going to switch this on, and then to get into the BIOS you would normally press delete, the delete key, or the F2. Now because I'm not sure which one it is, I'm going to press them both and keep tapping them until I get to the right screen. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, so the computer's booting, so I'm just going to keep tapping delete and F2. Okay, so we got into the BIOS. Okay, the date is right, but the time is wrong. Now I haven't got my watch, so let's just check my phone and we'll set the time to the right time. Okay, so it's 7:22 in the morning. Okay, so to alter that, we will press. Oh, even I forgot how to do it. Okay, just highlight the numbers, press enter, and type in 07 plus 7, and then 23 now, and then I'll just zero that as well. Okay, so that's the time set. What we're looking at though is to set the CD drive, the master CD drive, which is that one there, to boot first. Okay, so what we're going to do, we will need to find in the menu by using the cursor keys. So go right. Okay, I can't see anything there. In fact, you can see where it says boot. Look, the fourth option, boot. Okay, boot device priority is already highlighted, so I'll make that highlight again in white. Hit the enter key. First boot device is removable, and then it's the hard disk, and then it's the CD-ROM. Now, removable normally refers to the floppy, but we're going to set that to the CD-ROM. So we'll hit enter, and then you've got a choice there. You've got removable, hard disk, CD-ROM or disabled. We want the CD-ROM, so we scroll down to CD-ROM, hit enter. Then we want it to boot off the hard disk, that's fine. No third boot, so we'll change that to disabled, and no fourth boot. Okay, so that's that. And I've done that, so now I'm going to press the F10 key, which will save and then exit the BIOS, okay? But before I do that, I'm going to put my Windows XP disk in. Okay, now along with Windows XP disk that you're going to be installing, you need your product ID code, which is normally comes with a little sticker. It might even be stuck on the side of your case. Okay, if you haven't got that, you're not going to be able to install Windows XP. So I'm going to hit F10 now to save and exit. And hopefully now it'll boot off the CD, and it should hopefully start the process of installing Windows XP. Excuse me. There we go. It's going to